Operation Inherent Resolve is a U.S.-led mission to eliminate the Islamic State terrorist group and the threat they pose to Iraq, Syria, and the wider international community. It is a multinational coalition consisting of forces from 12 nations, including Iraq and Kurdish regional forces. The United States also contributes ground forces to train Iraqi units, secure airfields, and conduct local patrols of installations housing American personnel. These forces are led by the headquarters of the 82nd Airborne Division, Major General Clark commanding. They include, from the 82nd Airborne Division, the 3rd Brigade Combat Team and 1st Sustainment Command, from the Marine Air Ground Task Force, the 3rd Battalion, 7th Marine Regiment, Marine Headquarters and attached to Central Command, additional forces attached to the Combined Joint Task Force. In total, there are approximately 4,400 U.S. Army and Marine personnel deployed in Iraq. There are an additional 7,000 private contractors providing their services. During the week of the 7th to the 14th of August, the following events occurred. On the 9th of August, 6 U.S. Air Force F-16s from Aviano, Italy, deployed to Incirlik Air Force Base in Turkey, along with 300 ground personnel. These aircraft will begin to operate against Islamic State positions in northern Syria. On the 10th of August, Al-Qaeda affiliate Nusra Front announced that it would disengage from the Islamic State in the Syrian-Turkish border area. On the 10th of August, Islamic State forces launched an attack on Queiros Air Force Base, northwest of Aleppo. 18 Syrian government soldiers were killed, including 2 brigadier generals. The Syrian government reported 26 insurgents killed. On the 10th of August, Syrian rebels continued to push into the mountains northwest of Latakia, fighting for control of key villages at the summits that are the gateways into the Alawite coastal heartland. Rebels launched rocket attacks on Latakia, killing 2 civilians. On the 11th of August, Iraqi security forces and Shiite Hashed militias cleaned up Daesh cells east of Ramadi, Husayba, in an ongoing campaign to recover the town. On the 11th of August, the Syrian Observatory for Human Rights announced that the Islamic State had released 22 Assyrian Christian captives held since February after a ransom was paid. These are a part of a group of 220 Christians taken prisoner. On the 11th of August, a 48-hour ceasefire was declared over 3 villages on the Lebanese-Syrian border, including the heavily contested village of Zabadani. On the 12th of August, ISIS terrorists detonated a vehicle-borne improvised explosive device in the Shia section of Huwaidar, the Yala Governorate in Iraq, inflicting over 150 civilian casualties. On the 13th of August, U.S. officials accused the Islamic State of using mustard gas against Kurdish forces in Iraq. Coalition forces continued their air campaign to degrade and destroy ISIS concentrations and assets. The strategic town of al-Hasaka continues for a 4th week to be the focus of coalition efforts with 31 strikes. ISIS forces near Aleppo were targeted 11 times, at Deir ez-Zur 5 times, at the Islamic State capital of al-Raqqa 2 times, and at al-Bukhamal 1 time. Syrian Kurdish forces were supported at Kobani with 6 strikes, at Ain Issa and Tal Abyad with 1 strike. Iraqi Kurdish forces were supported with 12 strikes at Mosul and Mahmur, 8 strikes at Sinjar, 7 strikes at Tal Afar, 5 strikes at Al-Huwaya, 2 strikes at Kirkuk, and 1 strike at Tuz. Iraqi government forces in the Sunni corridor received support in the form of 14 strikes at Ramadi, 6 strikes at Fallujah, 5 strikes at Haditha, 4 strikes at Habaniya, and 1 strike at al-Baghdadi. There were also 9 strikes near Bayi. No aircraft were lost in these operations. Common sense thanks the brave men and women of Operation Inherent Resolve, as well as those of the Kurdish and Iraqi forces who risked their lives to defeat the barbarism of the Islamic State. My prayers for their safety and victory go with them. Please return next week for another update on the war against the Islamic State.